process around expanding your capacity to receive.
Don't forget to do all the YouTube things, like and subscribe. Also,
So one of the things that I love to do with this, we just
replay crew, please don't forget to leave something green in the chat.
Manifestation, connecting with your vision, getting into detail with it, seeing it so clearly, seeing all the pieces line up. From this place, if we want to expand that, I get people, and we're going to do this when we run the process, I get people to drop into that vision and see it through their body as if it was their now, right now. So if you were walking and talking and acting and living in that vision because it was your now point, then what would your vision be? Right? And all of a sudden your mind's like, I just thought of my biggest thing and wrote it down. Like, what's even beyond that? Right? And your unconscious mind, your field, your body, your energetic layers, everything starts to shift. Everything starts to expand. Everything starts to go, oh, hang on. Well, if that was my vision, then my vision wouldn't be that. It'd be the thing beyond that. What's the thing beyond that, right? And all of a sudden, your field opens, your channel opens, everything starts to increase, which means you can hold more, which means if you do the work that Wampa talked about in his talk, you can then embody more, right? You guys see how this fits together? Yes?
Making chocolate cake on the stove.
So again, we're going to run you through that process when we do this around, okay, great, how do we actually expand this so you get to receive more through this vision? All right. So there are lots of people that get to this stage and they have these tools and they're working and they're looking at their vision beyond the vision, right? And they're expanding their mindset and their field and it feels really good. But they get a little bit stuck, right? They get stuck and all of a sudden they turn around and they're like, Regan, but it's still not in my physical reality. It's still not in a place where I can see it and touch it in the tangible now. And this is where we get to go in and release limiting structures that are holding us back, okay? Now, when I say limiting structures, I'm talking about codes and energy in your field that does not serve you. I'm talking about codes and energy in your field that is not yours. I'm talking about fear. I'm talking about self-doubt. I'm talking about sabotage. I'm talking about telling yourself or repeat, I am not enough. It's a program. All of these things running in your field are programs. Just like a computer has different programs, these programs are running, okay? Now, I'm not going to go back to the beginning of time and tell you why they're there, but just know that they're not your programs. If you're not sure whether something is yours or not, ask yourself, is this from God? Is this my highest self? Is this me in my highest vibration? And if the answer is no, then it's not yours. It does not belong to you. However, if it's in your field, what we don't get to do is go, well, it's not mine. And just numb it and ignore it. Go, I'm just going to be fearless, have no fear, have no self-doubt, and believe in myself. That's not going to work either, right? If it's in your field, even if it's not yours, you have a
I got paid from Google
to shift it.
or YouTube.
You have a responsibility to transform it. You have a responsibility to dissolve it out of
I just
your
got the
field,
alert.
knowing that we're all one, we're all created. So every time you do this in your field, you're dissolving it for the planet. You're dissolving it for humanity. You're dissolving it for every single other person that's energetically connected to you right now, okay? How do we do this? We do this with intention. We do this with direct commands. We do this with simply making a request. A request that the fear be dissolved right now. A request that the structural limitations in my field that do not serve me, that are not mine, be banished. I allow them to dissolve instantly. Yes, it can be this easy. Again, we could do a process for 10 hours and go into your fear and feel it and do all this stuff, but we could just do this. Who would like the easier option, right? Awesome. So, when we're doing this, when we're removing these limiting structures and getting them to dissolve out of our field, it can be a little bit like trimming the tree, right? So you trim the tree and eventually some of the branches may grow back. However, if you combine it with this next step, what's going to happen is instead of trimming the tree, you're actually going in and you're going to pull out the roots, okay? We're going to actually get the tree and pull it out, okay? So, when we do this, we're talking about transforming distortion into a gift. Here's what you need to know in your field. You can have distortion or you can receive the gift, but you cannot do both.
Every time I hear distortion, now I think of Ruby Frankie.
Receive the gift, but you cannot do both, okay? Distortion of not being enough. Distortion of being worried about what everyone else is going to think. Distortion of a sudden, now we get to play.
I'm making
right?
chocolate cake
All of a sudden,
on the
everything starts
stove.
to shift and transform. And we get into this place where it's like, oh, yes, okay, I can actually use this instead of having it block me and stop me. One of my earliest mentors said to me, you know, I was probably about 3 years into doing internal work at this point, but I was like obsessed doing internal work like every day.
Where's
I was
the
going
chat?
for
There
like,
it is. There's the
I was
chat.
looking to call in a certain level of income in my
Yeah,
business,
on the
and
stove. It's
I
literally
remember
so
saying
easy.
to
You
her,
just do it on
"It's
the
not
lowest
working.
heat.
The internal work is not working." I was like, I've done everything. I've removed every limiting belief. I've got rid of every structure. I have no more fear. There's nothing left to do. And she turned around and she said, Regan, I'm going to repeat your own words back to you. Here they are. She said, if there's something that you're looking to call in your physical life, your physical reality, and it's not here in your now, right now, then there is distortion stopping it. And I turned around and said to her, yeah, but there's no more distortion. You don't understand. I've removed all the distortion. It's gone. She said, Regan, being humble enough to not being humble enough to see your own distortion, that's distortion. Right? And it was like, oh, okay, humble down. Okay, what's the next layer? Right? This work never stops because we continue to evolve. Okay? But the deeper we can go in and look at it, and the faster we get to shift it and transform it, that's when magic starts to happen. I was working with a client recently, and we were digging into some of the distortion around her field, around not being enough, okay? And we were digging into this, and what's interesting is that she'd had chronic pain in her stomach for 30 plus years. Now, I was infinite abundance, be locked in right now.
Damn! It got frozen the whole time I was cutting the cake.
I get to have so much fun just being me in the process. All of this is a choice. All of this is intentional. And you get to choose what codes you want to map in when we actually do this. Okay? Now, there's an interesting piece which comes after this, which many people can get super, I guess, held up on if they don't understand that it can be really fast and intentional. And that is going in and getting your inner child on board with this whole process, right? So we all have an inner child. We all have a little boy, a little girl that we once were and still are, right? And the thing is that if your inner child is for some reason under the illusion of struggle or suffering, then that's going to affect your field. Because there's no time and no space. It's all linked. So that's going to pull forward into your now, which is then going to affect the results that are reflected out in your physical, right? Now, there's a lot of people that would say, okay, cool, we're going to go in and we're going to do this inner child healing and we're going to cry about it for 100 hours and then finally when we get the tears out, then maybe my inner child's going to feel okay. And it's one way. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying there's a faster option available. What if it could be quantum? What if it could be instant? What if through the process that I'm going to take you through allows you to go back through time travel?
Chocolate
into
cake and ice
your
cream.
moment in time
Made on the
when
stove.
your inner child, for whatever reason, felt not loved or not enough. Because that's the core of all of it. And remember, if we're going to the roots, if we're going to the core,
Well, hey there!
that's
I
where we
thought
get
that
to
sounded
play.
like you.
From this place, that's where we start to then give that child in that moment exactly what he or she needs, exactly what she required, that she maybe didn't get in that physical moment in the past, right? And from that place,
Dude, it's so
reintegrate
good.
that child energetically back into your field so that you can be a more integrated whole. And then, of course,
Look at that cake. Look how shiny and delicious.
more integrated results.
I usually use a deeper pan, but I didn't feel like cleaning it.
You guys? Yes. Okay, perfect. So, after we do this in the
Did you know you
process,
can bake
we're
bread
then
like
gonna
that?
look at calling in your highest self, the highest version of you. Again, can you see how you can take each just one of these and spend hours going deep and deep and deep in them? But again, I'm going to layer this up for you guys when we do it so you can have as much amazing transformation as possible. So the big thing to know is that you have all versions of you available to you at all time. Okay? And I feel as humans on the surface, we understand this and we know this, right? Because ultimately you can wake up one morning and you can stub your toe
is
isn't
so
my
good.
reality, then I'll be that person.
It's not 1 a.m. here.
Once I make
It's like
millions of dollars,
10
then
or
I'll be the
something.
millionaire. When I'm in the amazing relationship, then I'll be totally in love. Guys, the higher self comes first. It comes first. Remember,
comes
your world
first.
is always reflecting back whatever's
Hey.
going on with it,
Hey,
whatever's going on
you
in
can't
your
have my
field.
ice cream. No.
You know, I remember a moment, I think I was about
It's
19,
just, like, so
and
good.
I was at a personal development wealth creation event.
Hi,
and I
Olivia.
made friends with some of the speakers, and one of them said to me, "Hey Regan, you know, you should come along to our speakers party this evening." And that was like a dream for me. You know, I was like, wow, what a gift to be, you know, around successful people in this
Wow.
environment. Now, I was still at university at that time. I was seriously in debt. I did not know my purpose. I really had no clue, direction, or results in my life. That's just where I was at. However, I was committed to the vision. I was committed to creating something a little bit different. I remember I got dressed up, prayed, and I turned up and I walked into the event and I felt absolutely terrified. I literally walked into the room and I felt like,
I just saw something that scared
I
me.
don't belong here. Oh, look at these people and look
Saw,
at who
like,
they are, and I recognize them from the stage.
a little
and I
man
see what
standing
they've
there.
created, and that's not me. That's not me.
I made the cake on the stovetop.
And there was a moment in time where I had a choice, right? I had a choice.
You just
to
turn the fire on,
let
the
my own
lowest
self
it'll,
win.
absolute
And I
lowest it'll go.
wanted with every part of
And
my
then
body
you just
to
wait
run
until
over
it
the
bubbles.
room. But I made a different decision.
And then
Instead,
turn it
I was
off.
like, hey,
And then you let it, like,
let me just be the highest version of me.
finish
that I have
off. It
available.
takes like 15 minutes.
And that wasn't easy for me at the time.
Actually, my
because
house
I didn't know
smells
what
like
this now future Regan
chocolate
version
cake
looks like,
and
right?
amber and
Someone
sandalwood
had
because I got my
everything
wood
to
stove
connect
going.
to. I couldn't even see it. And I thought to myself, okay, I'm just going to walk around the room and I'm just going to find out how they did it. I'm just going to ask them all questions. I'm going to interview them all. I'm just going to ask them, how did you start your business? How did you create success? What do you do in the morning? Do you have a mindset routine? I was just going to ask them everything, right? And I thought if I ask every person in this room all of those questions, by the end I'll have the answers. I'll know what to do. It'll be easy, right? So I focused on that all night, even though I felt not enough to be in that room at that time. And I went home later that night, totally confused. Totally confused, had no strategy on how to do it. And I remember I was feeling frustrated. I remember I was pacing around my room and I thought to myself, man, you know what? I really don't get it. I don't understand how these people have done it because they've all done it differently. They're all saying they do different things. They're all making their money a different way. They all have different businesses. Like, they're all different, so I don't even know what to do. So I remember I asked myself, I was like, okay, what is like the one common thing about them? What are the things that are the same? Because I was focusing a lot on what was different about them.
Why does the
Asked
chat
myself,
keep disappearing?
What is the same about these people? And all of a sudden I was like, oh, they kind of walk the same. They do. They're walking the same. I thought, okay. And I thought, you know what? Their shoulders were all the same. Their shoulders were kind of back, right? Their shoulders were back, and I noticed that their heads were the same. Like, their chins were high when they walked.
Also, the cake.
And I noticed they had a certain
The cake that I made, I used the. Have you guys seen that powdered or it's like powdered peanut butter? It's called like PB2 powder. Well, that brand sells a brownie mix and a chocolate chip cookie mix. If you mix the two together, the brownie mix and the chocolate chip cookie mix, it makes chocolate cake perfectly. And then it has little chips in it, little chocolate chips in it. It's so good. Thanks, Inked Mom. Guess what, guys? I found, so you know I came to with it, I don't know if you guys know this, maybe I haven't been on YouTube since it happened, but Roxanne and I have come to a deal on the sale of this property. She has agreed on a sale amount she's going to give me, or we came to an agreement on a sale amount. So hopefully, like, within the next couple of days, I will have that, like, you know, maybe like $30,000. And I'm going to go and I'm going to buy, I found this really nice motorhome for like $20,000. So I'm going to go and I'm going to go look at this RV. I'm going to have that guy. You remember that guy, the mechanic who brought my truck to me? Well, he and I have been texting pretty regularly for the last 2 days. We texted all day today, and so he's gonna go with me to look at the motorhome, so that way he can tell me like, yeah, you should get this, or no, you shouldn't. You know what I mean? He's gonna check the engine out for me and everything, make sure that it's good to go. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, money. Come on. Dude, Terry, it hasn't all fallen into place yet, you know, nothing has actually happened, and hopefully that RV is a good one, you know, I want to make sure that it's not, a lemon or whatever, you know? Yeah, she hates me while she's fucking kneading bread all over me right now and swishing her tail around. She's so happy to see me because she hasn't seen me all day. Oh yeah, she hates me. She's purring so loud because she hates me. Y'all, she's drooling just like her mom. I found a video. You guys have to listen to this. First of all, Terry, or my admins, make note of this, please. Go find a woman named Reagan Hillier, Hillyer, Reagan Hillier, and type in Mind Valley after that. Click on the video from like 5 years ago. That's everyone, all my moderators, all my admins, that's your homework for tonight, okay? Your homework for tonight, tomorrow, is you need to watch that because it will do you good. She's gonna articulate things in ways that I've never been able to, so you need to watch this. I just found this shit tonight. The universe threw it right in my face, and I went with it. But anyway, so check this other video I found out. So you know how I just like random be stumbling? On these,
Is a hot pink nursery. Okay, so
I randomly stumble on like the exact right videos that I like need to see, that I like, that are meant to find me, you know, like these tarot readings. And I happened to find this one. Hold on a second. You're on my tablet, so I gotta like.
Let's do an energy update for this coming week.
This is the reading for me. Wait till my mods see this.
Like just an energy, what we can expect, or what some of us can expect energetic-wise for Monday through Friday.
And if this found you, it's meant for you.
Seeing some cards. I saw Hierophant.
If you're a random viewer that just happened to pop in here, this is for you.
Something, just saw the moon. Something unconventional. Something that doesn't fit the standards. Something that doesn't fit like societal standards or norms. What is this? What is this? Energy for this coming week. Ruling energy for this coming week, please. Okay, so far. Ooh. There may have been something that you have been working on for quite a while, meaning for several years.
Yes, no, with a Y, Olivia,
like
Reagan Hillier with a Y.
Good return on it. Impatient, lack of reward, maybe you're wanting to give up, you're experiencing setbacks. You feel like this could possibly be a waste of investment. So what you need to understand is, whatever this is a life cycle. This is destined. So whatever investment this is, or whatever investment you put in that seems to not be returning, it's not supposed to be returning at this moment. It's not supposed to feel successful.
Terry, wait.
With the will upright.
Just wait.
Karma. There's going to be some unexpected shit coming to light regarding it too. So I feel like you're going to be making amends, or you're going to be trying to avoid some conflicts this week with someone or something that has been a point of, I'm being told, point of contention in your life. It's also been somewhat of a burden. I'm not laughing at you guys. I don't know why I'm laughing.
You got
Too many
Roxanne Peg.
burdens. This, whatever this is, has been a fucking pain in your ass.
Bye, Moth.
Extra
Love you.
responsibilities that you don't want. Stress and exhaustion. No wonder I felt like I needed to do a reading, an energy reading for us. Yeah, struggles. Feeling like you're burned out. Shit. Yeah, you're doubting your intuition right now. Make sure you're not coping in negative ways, escapism. And make sure you're not drinking too much these days.
Bye, love you.
You may have been feeling like this was well, maybe there was stipulations. You may have been feeling like this is a type of situation where you're being manipulated. But it's definitely something that has been unfulfilling for you. And it's really scattered your energy, scattered.
Yes, the yellow dress.
You know, even with all of this seeming negativity, you know, the wheel upright, whatever this is that hasn't come together, this that has been disappointing you, lack of, you know, return on investment, it's supposed to have gone down like this.
It was a lesson. I needed
Ace of
this
Swords.
lesson.
There's going to be some kind of break that you're going to have this week. There's going to be some kind of truth or new insight that you, new clarity that you get. Let's turn to a different deck. Then we have the World in reverse. Wow. Overruling energy. So whatever this is, this has felt like it's been holding up like your entire like existence pretty much. Yeah. This has been a cycle that I think you've been refusing. You've been refusing to close out this part of your chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you've been trying to shortcut this, but there's definitely been delays. You haven't completed or learned a current soul lesson. Let's clear these wands on the bottom of the deck. You may be dealing with a masculine fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, or maybe you are one. 10 of Wands again, King of Wands again. Yeah, whatever this is, this has been a veritable pain in your gut. Very burdensome. What is this Wheel of Fortune? The Fool. Regarding a new beginning. Whatever the reason that this has not been fruitful, the reason this has not yielded the return that you've been wanting, it has been a pain in your ass, is because honestly it hasn't supposed to. This has been something you're supposed to have learned from. This has been something you're supposed to have learned a lesson
Okay, Olivia,
from.
and
you're doubting your
let
intuition
Barefoot
right now.
or
You're
Terry like
but this is a
snoop on you a
new
little
beginning.
bit.
So something hasn't worked, so something else can work, or so that you can move into something that's going to actually work for you. Okay, well, what is this new beginning then? What's this new beginning? Something that you're supposed to be successful at, guys. I put this directly under the Page of Cups, so you're doubting your intuition if you think you're going to be successful, and yes, you are. You're going to be successful.
I vote Barefoot too because she's actually really good at that snooping and stuff.
This doubting your intuition, this block that you're having, because this is supposed to be successful.
She's better than me, actually. That's why I voted you guys.
What's this Ace of Swords clarity? Oh, you're the High Priestess clarifying the Ace of Swords. So this tells me right here that you know this is going to be successful. Oh shit, you know this is going to be successful.
See, look.
Your intuition is telling you it's going to be successful and it's going to lead to a breakthrough.
Breakthrough!
Intuitively, you know
Breakthrough, Terry!
10 of Swords, maybe you're doubting it because you're feeling like it could just go south. Yeah, maybe the 10 of Swords, you're thinking it's going to be a very painful ending. But really, when you do this, it's going to be an ending that was, painful, but it's an ending to the manipulation. It's an ending to this toxic cycle that needs to be closed out. This is fate. Everything was supposed to happen as it has happened because you were supposed to learn from this. This was a lesson, a life cycle, a lesson. It's a lesson in trusting your fucking intuition. And finally trusting it enough to make a decision to move forward with a new beginning, right? Because you're going to be victorious. And you've been like
Terry, I know!
Thinking it's going to be 10 of Swords. But your intuition is telling you it's not. You're going to get a lot of clarity if you do this week. You're going to gain clarity here. Okay. So, what's this new beginning about? These new beginning about Ten of Cups in reverse. Something that this new beginning is about turning your Ten of Cups from upside down to right side up. So something that emotionally fills you, that you had lost hope in emotionally. You thought that this wasn't coming for you. Ten of Cups in reverse. You thought it wasn't coming for you. You thought this was over. In fact, you thought that completion of a cycle with negative, unfulfilled emotions, you thought this is how your whole life was supposed to be. You thought this is how your whole life was supposed to end, as being in this unfulfilled emotional state. That's not, yeah, you need, okay. I'm going to try not to be so aggressive. Try not to be so negative about this. Try to realize that taking a risk and going for it is what you're being called to
Waddy,
do this
this
week
is for
with
you,
your
baby.
emotion. Take a risk and go for it with the High Priestess. You know that you're going to be successful in this, but I think you're doubting with 2 10s here. You're doubting it's going to be successful and it's going to lead to something that hurts your heart. But I think your heart is already hurting. In the nicest way, your heart is already hurting, so it's not going to hurt any more than it already is. 6 of Swords, yeah, you're resisting this. You're not thinking it's going to go your way. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. You're not going to be, listen, you're not going to lose all of your money. You're not going to lose your freedom. You're not going to be broke and by yourself with no abundance, with nothing
No
around
abundance,
you.
nothing
It's not
around
going to
you.
happen. You're going to be able to move out of the 6 of Swords. But you're going to have to take a risk. Hope this helps. Let's do an energy update for this coming week. I usually do these, but for some reason I'm being pulled to do like just an energy.
So, Olivia, she just wants to make sure that if you're the Olivia that we see on Bigo on a regular, because there's a couple of Olivias that come here in this chat. There's Olivia W, and then there's Olivia with an actual Olivia Sexton. So there's Olivia Sexton and Olivia W. Olivia W is the newer Olivia, so we might have to give you a little bit more time, Olivia, because of all the trolls and stuff, with the amount of time it's been. And on the other app, I can't actually even make any more mods right now anyway. But if you can, like, find Barefoot on another if you guys can figure out how to whatever, and we can kind of, like, figure out how to, kind of, like, keep an eye on you. Like, I just want to, like, be able, like, maybe just, like, you know, just kind of get a feel for who you are by what you post on social media. Because, literally on YouTube, you could be any old, you know, I just want to be safe. Yeah, there's one other Olivia. Chelsea, right? American Mac. My father passed away in like 2001. It's so funny. Look at, so they complain about my tattoos looking like drawings, but they have the word tag in their name, like a fucking I don't do readings, Heather. I mean, I do readings, but like, I don't do them for other people like that. I don't do that. I'm not that good. I haven't got that kind of a practice or connection with tarot cards in that way, so I couldn't in good conscience ever charge anyone money or even do a reading for anybody unless I knew them personally in person. That's funny because March 16th is my birthday, 7 days a week. Neither fees are USA, not Palestine, not Israel, USA. No, I'm not from Wyoming. It's not a symbol. Are you like showing your American education, Evan? Looks like it. Thanks, B Mike, but I'm not a fucking dancing monkey. And I don't want your money or need it. I'm good. Thanks. I waited until I was 38 years old to start to tattoo my face or my neck. So I think I earned my chops in life. I know, Terry. Listen, Terry. Okay, listen, Terry. Now that you've seen that shit as of yesterday, now you really know. Like, you really know. Because, like, people all the time fucking come in here and call me satanic, and I literally laugh to myself. Like, you guys see that I'm good-natured, but until yesterday, you guys didn't really truly understand. Like, I'm genuinely a manifester. Like, I have some weird connection to God, and like, I have an energetic, some kind of, I don't know how to explain it or what it is, but I have the ability to do that stuff, and it's not make-believe. It's literally real, and it's right out here for everyone to see, but literally no one takes the time to pay attention to me in the real world enough to actually notice what happens in my life. In order to get this shit noticed and have other people experience this or see that I am not a fraud, and I really did manifest this property. I really did manifest my bus. I manifested my truck. I manifested my cat. I manifested my son. You know what I mean? Like, everything that I have and everything I am, I get lucky, and the universe has my back in ways that I literally can't explain. And I have a complete and total, utter, direct connection to God. And it strikes the irony that people come in here and call me satanic. It's just so funny, because it's like, well, that's why your life is miserable, because you go around judging people like that. I don't do that, and that's why I have a connection to God. When you have a connection to God, you're too busy. Your battery, there's no battery to power you, to fuel, or to have the energy. There's no source to have the energy to do troll-like things. Like, I just don't have the time for that. Nope, I'm not Wiccan. Terry, dude, did I show you guys the picture of when I manifested the land and the bus? Like, I literally made a mandala and put a bus figurine in the middle of it. And I prayed to God, and I was like, okay, Lord, if a bus is in my highest good, I am coiled like a spring, and I will at whatever you put my way. Like, I'll just go for it. Like, you just let me know. You just show me a sign, and I'm there. And literally, like, 3 days later, this ex-boyfriend of mine who was so toxic started calling me, and I looked at the phone, and I was like, I'm manifesting right now. I have to lean into the cringe. So I'm going to answer this phone call right now. And when I did, he was like, hey, Heather, you wouldn't want to sell your van, would you? And I was like, yeah, right, for like $10,000. And he's like, okay. And he bought it. And then I bought this bus 3 days later. I prayed for a bus, and I had a bus like 7 days later. It just happened like that. I didn't pay for the bus. I didn't have to come up with money for it. I just was sitting in the middle of a fucking campground in Bend doing some ginger's dreadlocks. And then all of a sudden, I sold my van and bought a bus, all while at a campground. It was crazy. Chase, I don't really have crystals. Ryan, I don't practice anything other than minding my own fucking business, to be like, and I don't mean that in like a snarky way, like I'm telling you to mind your own business in a snarky way. I mean, like, genuinely, the only thing I practice is minding my own business. I can't even remember to take vitamins on a regular basis, let alone do some kind of ritualistic practice. Yeah, the dude, the ginger dreadlocks, he was such a fucking chode. I really didn't like him. There we go, got the light out of his eyes. Now it's next to him. Why can't we be friends? What do you need on a t-shirt, Terry? Remind me what I said. I said a couple of things. If I don't crack my neck, I will have a migraine for the next 4 hours. I have severely pinched nerves, and because I have autism, I have like, I don't know what it's called, like where your joints are super loose, and so my neck, my spine, my shoulder bones, even these bones right here, like there, did you hear that? They pop. These crack because these are even flexible. My pubic bone is flexible, my hips are flexible, my knees are bent backwards all the time like a fucking ostrich. So I really struggle. I need to get like braces or something. I think I saw someone with these things on their fingers that were supposed to help, and I think that might help me do my job. The moon on my forehead is because I had a religious, very intense experience. And in that experience, a female entity, I don't know really what it was, but a female entity told me that if I tattoo the symbol of my ancestors on my forehead, that basically no man can come to harm me. And literally that has absolutely been true. Like women have been able to do great harm to me, but men haven't been able to harm me. I haven't been like harassed. I haven't been messed with. I lived a mobile life like a nomad, slept in this bus, in an RV, and in a van, all in an area of town that's really scary, and people were getting robbed all the time. I've never been messed with. And the reason that it happened is because I was in the middle of a really contentious divorce with my ex-husband, and he was actively trying to take my son from me and essentially accused me of being a drug addict, and also accused me of cheating on him and just like all kinds of shit, which I did not do. And so I ended up like winning the case. I did not have a lawyer. He had a lawyer that his dad paid like $5,000 for, and the case went in my favor because the judge dropped a piece of paper and realized that my ex-husband was trying to pull a fast one. She got mad at him and then granted me all of the case. So, and it was in his benefit for me to have the case granted too, because I'm not a vindictive asshole, and all I wanted was 100% 50-50 fairness. So with me kind of more in control of Elliot's custody, it can be fair, instead of him taking my son and going across the country with him, and then me not being able to see him and getting in a big battle across state lines, and him having a wealthy father and getting attorneys and doing all that, and it's Atlanta. So Fulton County, not really want to be where my son wants. I knew that like God, the universe has my back. I was not really worried. I knew that it was going to be okay. Louis, why don't you worry about America? If you're in the United States of America, please get your nose out of Palestine's asshole. It's terrible what's going on. Israel is literally the scum of the earth. However, they're going to get their shit in good time. Don't worry. But right now, we need to worry about our own country. We need to stop. Like, okay, do you guys really think that, like, protesting a city council meeting in, like, Bakersfield, California, or like a school board meeting in Bakersfield, do you really think that's actually going to cause Israel to ceasefire? Have you not seen what Israel's doing to Iran right now? After everybody told Israel, okay, we did kind of like saber rattling with Iran. Now they kind of had a little warning. You guys had a warning, and then you know what Israel did? They fucking unleashed on them like yesterday. So, and then they did it again to Gaza like yesterday. So obviously none of your protest is gonna make a difference to Benjamin Netanyahu, because guess what? It's not affecting his life at all. He's like thousands of miles away from Bakersfield, California's school board meetings, and those people actually don't have any power. God. Yes, definitely the media has fed me the fact that Larry Silver, whatever his name is, basically, and Israel committed 9/11. Yes, definitely it's the media. Why can't we be friends? So you're so, like my son spends half the time with me and half the time with his dad because we have 50-50 custody arrangement. So like I said, I'm the legal custodial parent, but the reason is because my ex-husband tried to pull some sneaky bullshit and the lawyers got pissed off, or the judge got pissed off and just granted me the whole thing. Like I went there to the court case under the understanding that we were signing an agreement because me and my husband's lawyer had already discussed the terms of the agreement. Everything was agreed upon. We were supposed to just sign a piece of paper and leave. But then Josh was like, oh, actually, I don't want to sign papers. I want to take it to trial. And he did that because he knew I didn't bring any evidence to prove all the things. And I didn't have a lawyer. And he knew that I wasn't going to be rude and speak up in court and like yell about stuff because I have etiquette. You know, I understand the courthouse etiquette. So, you know, I got really lucky that I was able to, like, at the very least, not be railroaded. Okay? So that was really awesome. And because I was the custodial parent and I'm not a vindictive person, all I want and all I've ever wanted is for me and my ex-husband to have a copacetic co-parenting relationship where everything that we do and everything that we're motivated to as people, aside from him, like our lives as human beings, so me as Heather and him as Josh, everything that we do as individuals is ultimately with Elliot in consideration and his best interest, you know, and his highest good as our primary focus. And then if that's what all we ever think about, then we should very easily come to like a resolution and become friends. And that's what I thought in my mind that whole time. So I was never going to play the vindictive game. I wasn't going to, like, I just ignored him when he acted like a jerk. And it took about 3 years. But after about 3 years, we just started to, like, finally become friends again. Now, he's like my best friend. That little shit drank my fucking water again, all the way down, and didn't leave me a single sip. But anyway, so yeah, I have a great co-parenting relationship. Dude, Barefoot, Terry. Guys, the names are so ironic all the time. Every time someone comments, the comment and their name are always like this. It's like weird. That's because, Joey, I am old, but I'm also youthful for my age. What you see is the wrinkles from my actual exposure to the sun and my age, but the thing that makes me youthful is the fact that I have like healthy emotions and like I have a really full spirit and a big, apparently I think I have like a large energy body. Eden, yeah, so if you want H. pylori and stomach ulcers for the rest of your life, you go right ahead and eat booty. But I'm sorry, but I don't want H. pylori. I'd rather not. I think I'm like one of those Monet paintings. From like far away, I look young, but the closer you get, you're like, oh wait, yeah, no, she's old. Okay, wait, no, oh. Oh yeah, okay, I see it now. I mean, I'm 40. I love it. I'm literally like, I'm older than like I remember when my mom my mom had like all my siblings and stuff before she was like 37. I think was a lot, like 35, 36 was the last baby she had. So like it's just weird to be like, wow, I'm like older than my mom. I'm older than okay. Listen, like literally my dad. I think my dad died at 41. I think 41. I know, Carlos. The crazy thing is I'm literally the hottest I've ever been in my entire life. And what you're looking at me right now is me, like, I've been schlumping around my house. I've got yesterday's fucking eyeliner on. I don't have my eyebrows painted. And my hair is rooted, you know? So I'm not even, like, put together. But I do clean up very nice. I'm the hottest I've ever been. And I'm very happy about that. I love where I'm at in life. And I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about me. Because I'm a good person. and I am a net positive just in the world, and I know that, and I'm happy. I do it every day, Viking. Now send me a super chat or shut up. Well, that's the thing, Ross. I'm not here. I'm not dating a man. I'm not looking to date a man. I'm not looking to date anybody. I'm perfectly content on my own. My life is free. I have freedom. I have my son, and that's literally all I need. And when he's grown and old, I'll be able to just travel to Europe. I'll be able to do whatever the fuck I want because I'll have a lot of money because I'm gonna be fucking stupid rich, and I'll have my freedom because everything I have I own outright. I don't make payments on nothing, okay? I own my own home. I own my own property. I own my own car. I have a fucking Roth IRA or a fucking, what is it? Not a Roth IRA, but I have an IRA account, you know? I have a savings account that, you know, I'm building up. I have a YouTube that's monetized, for fuck's sake. I think I'm doing pretty good, you know? And that's the thing is, like, I could tattoo my face. I could write big, stupid, dumbhead across my face if I wanted to, and I could still make money. Actually, if I tattooed big, stupid, dumbhead or right on across my face, I'd probably make money doing that. You know what I mean? Because I have monetized content online. Connor, you know, it's really super easy and now first of all, I will tell you this. I literally only obtained the things that I own in the when I left my husband in 2019, I left with nothing but a backpack, okay? So I started out by buying a cheap $900 van, and I fucking put a mattress in the back of it, and I lived in it for like 3 years. And then I upgraded to a different van that was slightly better. And then after that van, I upgraded to my bus. Once I got my bus, I upgraded and I got the land. It's a process, and you can literally do it. You just have to be the kind of person who's willing to do the right thing, even when no one is looking, even if people walk all over you, treat you like shit, and you struggle and suffer. You have to be willing to endure those things because you understand that there is a lesson behind that. And if you want to achieve the things that you really are trying, like the thing you want more than anything, you have to genuinely be willing to sit and suffer for those things. You have to lean into the thing that makes you cringe. And the thing is too, like, what you guys don't realize too is 10 years ago, like, I was in jail with like nothing. Roll over, Bubby. Roll over. Here, let me get Puppy. There you go. DMT is not a toy, though. It's not something to just tell people like, oh yeah, DMT, do drugs, because all psychedelics are a form of medicine. Each psychedelic will elicit a different type of healing from you. So that each one needs to be used for a specific purpose, and then when it's done with that purpose, you go, okay, I don't need that anymore because it served its purpose. You don't go like, oh my god, I want to go like dance and like feel something, so I'm gonna go grind a bunch of strangers and like, ugh. You know, MDMA is so gross, and drugs are just like, ugh. Going and partying, it's like, it's gross. You look gross, you are gross, you're getting dehydrated, it's not good for your brain. Let's see. Where would I have pictures of my old van set up? Maybe on my Subliminal Locks Instagram page. If you like scroll way back. This land was $90,000. No, I'm not an anarchist. I don't believe in anarchy. I believe that some order is good, but I think that order needs to, like, I think laws and rules should be created by the people in the community. Like, the votes should actually be with the people. And I think that instead of having like federal government overreach, we need to go back on a state and county basis. And because like what's good for like Josephine County, Oregon is not necessarily good what's good for like Monroe County, New York. You know what I'm saying? I think Christianity is a net positive, but I think that a lot of people have learned that Christianity can be used as a tool for control and a tool for manipulation. Heather, you're just gonna have to look it up, Subliminal Locks on Instagram, and then it's just, that's it. There's 2 pages, Subliminal Locks Heather and Subliminal Locks. The Heather is my private page. You won't be able to see that. But the other one you'll be able to see. If you just scroll down into the past, you'll probably find it. Where are you going? What are you doing? My son broed me today. He called me bro. No, I never get scared out here anymore. I have a dog. Albuquerque is a shithole. I absolutely am not there. No, my husband was not a drug addict. He's an alcoholic, but not like, he's not like a fucking sopping drunk or anything. He's just, he drinks beer. He has like 12, well, he drinks like probably, I don't know, like 6 to 8 beers a night. But I have a super sensitive sense of smell, and I can't stand the smell of beer, beer breath, cigarettes, cigarette breath, or beer cans in my house or in my garbage. And I don't like cigarette ashes or little cigarette bits and like ash bits and like resin bits like all over my kitchen, my counters. I'm just like, there was just a lot of stuff. Those are just like the most petty things that come to my mind right now about being in the house. But yeah, just the drinking I couldn't handle, and the smell, it was just too much. I don't like weed. I don't like the smell of weed either, no. I definitely do not have feelings for my ex-husband anymore. No. That is not the case. If I wanted to get back together with my ex-husband, I could have done that like 1,000 times over in the last 5 years, but no thanks. Where are you going? Money. Well, considering that conspiracy theorists are like batting like 100 for 100 at this point, yeah, I do kind of, Sasha, because it helps my algorithm. So they're all super fans and they want to help me do well. Don't you know? The chin actually didn't hurt at all. The neck and the chest hurt really fucking bad, but like the arm I mean, like, I really slept through most of my tattoos on my arms. I think that the only thing that really bothered me was like this area right here. So like from here to here was really painful. So like this like strip right here sucked assholes. So I was really awake for that. But everything else I just pretty much I was pretty much slept before. But I don't like sleeping for tattoos anymore, because what I realized is if I'm gonna start, the reason why I would usually go get a tattoo is because I was going through some kind of emotional turmoil, and I figured that I could, you know, force myself to get through that shit without like doing something stupid and self-sabotaging in some way. So I would use tattoos, you know, as a coping mechanism. And because I do dreadlocks for a living and a great majority of my clients are tattoo artists, I have really a lot of free tattoo work at my disposal. So I went to my tattoo artist, and anyways, what I realized is at my last 2 tattoos, so like when I got my chest done and my neck, what I realized is that if you fall asleep, you're actually fighting the pain, and you're not really allowing the whole point of what you're doing it for to take hold and process. So now when I get tattoos, I let myself cry. Like, I cry the whole time if I want to. If it hurts and it feels bad, it feels better when you cry. But it was really hard because the girl was trying to tattoo my chest, you know, and I'm like, you know, God bless her. We have a composting toilet. If you want to start dreadlocks, you could just start by not brushing your hair and washing your hair like normal. Just don't use conditioner. Yes, it's all my real hair. No, I've never used numbing cream. Back in the early mid-2000s, they came out with some really super good numbing cream that actually worked, but everything on the market doesn't actually work anymore, so I don't know. I never used it, but I had friends that used it, and I like used it for other purposes. Like, I used the numbing cream for like other things that I had to do. But I like to get tattoos, and I want to feel it there's a reason why I'm doing it, so I want to feel it. No, hasta bruja. Brandon, probably you shouldn't, because you don't want to put your daughter through what would likely be a bunch of teasing at such a young age. It has to be something that she is asking for, mentally prepared for, and is like expecting. You don't want to just like stop brushing her hair and now she has these dreadlocks. They're not well taken care of, they're not maintained. She looks like kind of like a caveman, and then she gets really fucking treated like shit by a bunch of kids who then call her names and stuff. So you just don't want to do that. You know, the kid, it has to be something that you want yourself. It's kind of like piercing your ears or like getting a tattoo. It's like a personal choice, and you have to be old enough or understand enough. Like my son is my child, and he's been going to dreadlocking jobs. I do dreadlocks. I've done them for the last 13 years. So his entire life, he's been going with me to dreadlock jobs. He knows a bunch of people with dreadlocks. He understands what it is and exactly like what he can expect from other people, and he knows how to handle like other people talking shit. So my son is like, there's a reason why I finally, after a long time of him begging and begging and begging and begging and begging, that I finally was like, okay, fine, for Christmas you can have dreadlocks. But he was, you know, 7, or I think he was like 7, you know, before I really was like okay with it. Bye, Olivia. We love you if you go to sleep. No, I do not do my own piercings. That's absolutely stupid to do. That's like the kind of shit that you do when you're 14 years old. I haven't been 14 since 1999. Okay. Yep, 14. I'm sorry, Dazed Phoenix. My mom was a little bit more ahead of the times, but it was 100% because she was lazy. My mother homeschooled me, but she didn't actually homeschool me. She basically just slept all day and let me raise the kids and do all the homeschooling, and basically I just watched documentaries all day and then read every page in the encyclopedia, and then I would get these little, every month you got like a packet of these things you entered into a 3-ring binder. It was like a National Geographic book of animals and stuff, and so I would get that every month and I would just like absorb that. I would get People magazines, I would absorb that. I would read Fear Street novels by R.L. Stine. I would just absorb information. And also raise my sisters and my brother. But that's why I homeschool my son. So like, why would I ever want to put my child in an education system that can't teach me how to teach my son the basics? You know what I mean? If I'm public educated, then I should be able to have enough of an education to then teach my son, right? Right? Like, it doesn't make sense. You know? I think that what we need to remember is that the public education system was designed around the time of the Industrial Revolution. And the reason that the public education system was designed, and you can look up this quote, the guy who designed it said, "I don't want to create a generation of thinkers. I want to create a generation of workers." Not Apollo. This stream is not pre-recorded. There are absolutely people who do pre-record my stream and try to scam people with it, but this is not a pre-recorded stream. And also, nobody's even sent me any super chats, so fuck off. Okay, good. Yeah, no, there's definitely someone who's doing that to me, though. So if you absolutely see anyone from any other account other than this account live streaming, it's not me. So please report that stream. So Shark Zoo, you got to think about this, right? When in your life, other than being in school, right, have you ever been in a group with kids? Motherfucker. God damn it, my tablet is telling me it's dying. Hold on. So, when in your entire life have you, Shark Zoo, been in a group of people all your own same age? When you go to the grocery store, is it all the people? Are you just all around people all your own age? When you go into the bank, are you just there with all people your own age? When you go to like the YMCA, is it all people your own age? Like when you go out into the world, you experience people of all ages. You experience adults, kids, big kids, little kids. And when you homeschool, you also experience a socialization with other homeschooling families, other kids at the park. You see people in the grocery store. You're shadowing your mother and watching your mother interact with people in the world, pay bills, do her job. And so you're shadowing your parent, and you're learning how to be an adult by shadowing your parent and living in the world with them. In public school, it is false socialization. There is no other time in your life other than public school, college, public school, that's the only time that you will ever be socializing with people all just your own same age. It's not natural socialization. If you are, let's say you're a primitive being born in a native community, and there's just like maybe 500 people in your little community, right? You're gonna be educated by your own parents and by other community members alongside of all the other people's kids, and they got kids all different ages. Nobody ever clusters people off. Okay, well, you're 5, you're all together. 6, you're all together. 6, that never happens. That's not natural. Yeah, but like not Apollo. There's obviously like people that do it with the intent of creating antisocial people. You know what I mean? And like you have to, like my son is very socialized. He goes out into the store with me. He talks to everybody. He interacts with everybody. He goes to the skate park. He interacts with all the other kids there. He goes to the playground. He interacts. He goes to the bounce place. He interacts. He's a very socialized person. He's not naturally antisocial. He's not a Pisces or a Virgo or a Scorpio or an Aquarius. He is a Gemini, and he is out in the world. So that's not something I ever have to worry about with him. I actually have to worry about him not talking to strangers and not getting into cars with strangers because they have a cool fucking sounding muffler. Scorpios are actually like the little goth kids of the Zodiac. If Pisces are the dreamer, Scorpios are and it might be because you have a different rising, but Scorpios are very antisocial. It's because they're the crabby water sign, you know. The what is it called? The not crabby, scorpion, you know. No. Virgo's like a hermit. A Virgo man would do best with a dog and like either a cabin in the woods or like a van on the coast. Like Scorpio is the fucking, or I mean, Virgo is like the symbol for the hermit. Well, Matthew, the homeschooling is the answer for us, and it is the answer for millions of people. And actually, the amount of American families who homeschool more than tripled since COVID. So, it's actually kind of it's like normal now. So, I'm going to do it. I literally hate using that eyebrow stuff I just elbowed him in the head. I hate using that eyebrow stuff that's in that I've had. I love that stuff that Sean sent me better. But like yesterday, or was it yesterday or the other day when I put my eyebrows on, when I drew them on, I didn't have the time to do it. I didn't feel like dealing with it. Geminis are the social butterfly of the Zodiac. They are ruled by the throat chakra, so they're the chatterboxes. Most likely to be like hyperactive, impulsive, but really, really fucking awesome people. Extremely funny, very witty, like a sharp tongue, can like come out with zingers. Capricorn are bossy. They care about their jobs a lot. Bossy and like a need to be like a leader in their job, like an actual boss, not like bossy, like pushy. That's a Leo, but kind of in a good way. Leos are bossy. How do you see when people subscribe, Terry? Are you on a computer? Oh, you just said. Oh, Med Z, thanks. I was like, dang it, how do you guys know someone subscribed? April is an Aries. Aries, the most likely to yell of the Zodiac. A little bit hot-headed. But like you want an Aries to like love you, because an Aries who loves you. Thanks, Kenny. Oh my god, thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. I'm trying to heart it, but like it's not letting me for some reason. There it goes. Dude. Libras can be really awesome people and very dedicated, but like if they allow themselves to get like into their neurotic places, they can be very like not so much two-faced as they want to be friends with this person and they also want to be friends with this person, and so they kind of like tell the people each other what each other is saying and kind of stir the pot, but in their mind they're trying to find balance, but in the other people's positions, the Libra's like stirring the pot, you know. But in the best of ways, it's a loving thing. Like my aunt is a Libra, but like, and like, she's allowed herself to get to this neurotic place where, I gotta go make some water, where she literally cuts her hair like twice a day. I really wish I was joking. And so she's just gotten like way too neurotic and allowed herself to get into this like really dark place. All the signs, every zodiac has the potential to like be their best or be their worst parts. Like if you're your best self, then you're gonna be the absolute best qualities of your zodiac. And if you're depressed, angry, living in a low place, then it's not necessarily going to be that way. Also, another thing about like directly about your personalities, like there's also your rising sign and your moon sign, and those things definitely affect you. Your rising sign is like more like who you are when you're in fight or flight. Who are you when you're in your most impulsive? Like, what is the first thing that people see about you? What you look like to the outside world? No, it's not magnetic. Damn. Well, the blood types also like come from the your ancestral heritage. Like what your blood type is a direct result of what your genetics are. Like your ancestral genetics. Were they Neanderthal? Were they, do you have Neanderthal in your blood? Do you have like, are you Rh negative? Like these things all have an effect on like your diet, but and also like whatever, but why wouldn't it play, a factor into, your genetic memory? Like that shit does make a difference. I am so thirsty and my mouth is so dry and my lips are hurting so bad right now. There's like nothing I can do to stay hydrated, or at least feel hydrated. This can't be normal. I feel like I have to drink way more water than is normal. Medzi, I'm Native, just not Native American. I'm Native Norwegian. It's called Sami, S-A-M-I. 42%. I ain't kidnapped no one's daughter. Yes, Vaughn. I do know. I think I've eaten like 300 milligrams today. Thank you, Sarah. No, Shark Zoo, I don't eat instant ramen. Yes, Tony. We haven't done the paperwork yet, so nothing is official yet. My favorite liquid IV flavor is probably sugar-free grape. It actually tastes like grapes, not like grape flavor. It tastes like grapes. 300 milligrams of cannabis chocolate. Sometimes, Daniel. It makes me want to vomit, so not really very often. I wanted to cover every square inch of my body in the artwork of my friends. I wouldn't play Fortnite if I could. I've literally never even seen Fortnite before. Like, I've never seen it. I don't believe in using shrooms for any purpose other than to have a intense healing experience that you have like someone who's sober guide you through, or like you really do some serious shit, and then also microdosing. But I definitely don't believe in using drugs and going out to a festival or something like that. I look lonely. Oh my god, if only. You know what? So, Tony, I do actually have a hard time with my edibles working because I actually have really high liver enzymes. But not, no one knows. My doctor says that it's probably from the Lyme disease. Oh man, Eyeless gone. I'm so far from the ghetto, sweetheart. My mom has hepatitis C. My dad had hepatitis C, but they got it after I was born, so I didn't get it. And they probably got it from like drug sharing needles or something with each other. I think my generator's about to shut off. Brandon Cooper, thank you so stinking much. I don't know what it's doing. I can't like it. Something's weird on the screen. How can I want to heart it. Why won't you let me heart it? I'm trying to like it. Can somebody like it for me? There's like this bar right over the bottom of it that says, let's celebrate their third super on the channel. Seriously, thank you so much, Brandon. Well, like usually there's a heart in the corner, like where the little hippos are, but like right here on the bottom left of it, there should be like a spot for me to like thumbs up it. That's weird. You guys, I need a laptop computer so bad. Like, so bad. I think I'm gonna get a laptop. I think one of the things I'm gonna do with the money that I get from selling my property, I think I'm gonna get myself a MacBook. I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna splurge and spend a couple $1,000s to do it. Because, like, seriously, if I had a laptop, my live stream game could fucking. I could seriously level up my live streaming game. I have a professional camera that I can film my content with in, like, 4K. And I can wire that to the laptop. And then I have a microphone. Okay, like, I have everything I need. I don't want to get a refurbished one because I want to get it brand spanking new. I'd rather pay the extra and get all the warranty stuff and not have to worry about the like I know refurbished stuff. I've been buying. I remember back in the day when AT&T, when you would buy a phone and you would get their like free phone, you know how like you sign up for the plan or whatever, you get a free phone, and then you upgrade, you get a free upgrade. AT&T used to like only give you refurbished phones. It was a nightmare. I don't want a refurbished phone. I'd rather buy one brand spanking new and pay the extra like $400. You know what I mean? But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be smart about it, because I don't think I'm gonna end up buying. Like, here's the thing. I could either get a MacBook, or I could get I could go to Meta PC and I could get one of their like custom made laptops, their Windows or whatever. I don't know I don't know how to use a goddamn computer anymore. But like whatever the thing, I think it's Windows. I don't know. Whatever. They've got a thing. Maybe it's Linux, but Linux or Opera, because it has an interface. It's not like Linux used to be or whatever. But like you can get a custom made PC, and because I'm purchasing a computer from them, I could get a discount. I could also get in contact with the owner about a serious sponsorship. Because, like, here's the thing, with a computer company, that's like a few $1,000s. I want to be able to purchase a product from them, like in earnest, and then use my purchase as a way to approach them paying me to talk about their content or product. The problem though is that the more into the future we go, the like shittier stuff is being made and the more disposably things are being produced. So it makes me a little anxious to like purchase an expensive computer that is likely going to like malfunction as soon as it's out of warranty age, you know? It's just one of these things I've got to be mindful of. So I don't know. I think I might just reach out to Meta PCs and tell them like, hey, I'm in this place where I'm trying to decide whether to buy a computer from you or buy a Mac, and this is in no way like a threat. I genuinely need to talk to you about like what my needs are, and you can help me decide, what I should do. And also, you should sponsor me. Oh my God, you guys, I did it today. I fucking finally emailed Wilco Land, the company that I literally talk about all the time. I emailed them today and I was like, hey, so I talk about you guys all the time. Do you think you'd be willing to do any sponsorships or anything like that? Like, is that something you guys do? Oh my God, you guys, I forgot that I need help like leveling up. I need an editor or something, I think, because I have I guess an affiliate with this company Ground News. So essentially this place Ground News, it is so freaking cool. You go to Ground News, you get a little membership, you can try it for free, but Ground News literally will show you, like, you punch in, you take an article that you find somewhere, right? You take the link and then you put it in Ground News, and then it will pull up and show you whether or not the place you found that article from is like left leaning, right leaning, in the middle, whether they're known for like posting a bunch of like bullshit. They also have like all kinds of shit, and they're completely like non-biased, this place, Ground News. I literally am so stoked about it. um I'll tell you guys about it like later, and like give you links or whatever if you want it, but I really need to like get help with an editor or something, so I can figure out how to take like the live streams that I've already got in full and then condense them down to like parts that make sense. Like maybe I was like cooking and farting around for 80% of the video, but maybe I talked about manifestation for like 2 minutes. So that needs to get broken down, edited in, and then like advertisements or like whatever they are, like sponsorship, affiliate, whatever it is, like little things put in there, you know, like intros and outros or whatever the fuck these people do. I don't know how to do none of this shit. Yeah, so my ex-husband and I have built our own PCs, and I actually went to school for hardware and software. Was A plus, Net plus, and C plus certified, but that was in like 2000. So like I don't know, I'm a dinosaur. But I used to be able to DOS code, and some HTML. I was never really good at HTML. It just was really just a bit much for me, but I was able to do a lot of hardware stuff. My husband and I built many computers and did a bunch of computer repair for friends in our time, but he's I know that it's much cheaper to build a computer from the ground up, which is why I like Meta PC. Meta PC is exactly that, but they use only premium products, and also I don't have to go and buy like some Alienware fucking tower and LED lights and all that shit, because they'll do it all for you, and they literally do not charge you very much more. The shit is fucking fire. And there's all kinds of different levels to what you can choose to put in your computer. You can do a desktop or you can do a laptop, and I would love to have a custom built laptop. I can't custom build a laptop. I could custom build a tower desktop and, like, you know, fill it with, you know, if I get a good motherboard, then I'll have all the, you know, space to fill it with whatever I want as far as video cards and memory and the RAM and all this jazz, whatever. But I don't have any experience with laptops, and I want a laptop. So it's either going to be a MacBook, or which will seamlessly integrate with all of my other devices, like my cell phone and my tablet, or I will I will just get a Meta PC laptop. But see, the thing is, the reason that I want to get a Meta PC laptop specifically is because I want to work with them. I want to work with them because they are veteran owned. They're really fucking cool. They don't cancel their sponsorships with people because maybe a bunch of like internet trolls decide to try to ruin your life. I've watched them defend their people just because, you know, so I'm very interested in their products. And mostly because they're veteran owned, to be quite honest. And they hire a bunch of veterans and get a bunch of like guys that would otherwise be on the street off the street, you know. I actually know about this company, and I've been doing research I've been following them out of my peripheral. I did a bunch of research on them originally, and then now I've been like keeping my peripheral on them for about a year and a half, and that's why I want to buy from them specifically.